Our movie kicks off way back in the day, and we're looking at something absolutely unbelievable. We see a death row inmate who's unbelievably calm, like he doesn't have a single worry, even though he's set to be executed. He might look like a gentle soul now, but he was actually a feared gang boss, totally ready to ice anyone who crossed him. Yet now he's trapped inside a prison where the guards are constantly messing with him. But these dumb jerks are clueless and keep torturing him day in and day out. When it's nice outside, they drag him out to use him as a punching bag to work on their muscles. If he doesn't stand up straight, they treat him like a dog for his own cellmates to kick in the rear. And that ain't even the half of it. They even force him to scrub his teeth with human waste and laugh like they're the ones who brought him into the world. Everyone is scared stiff of the brutal beatdowns these guys give out, and only this one fella has the guts to fight back. So, how does he plot his revenge against this messed up prison? And what fuels this crazy determination? Back in the 2000s, Hong Kong's red light district was pure chaos because it was packed with more criminals than honest citizens. You had to watch out for the Night Owl gang, run by a guy named Hao Chi. He looks like he wouldn't hurt a fly, but he's a real piece of work. On New Year's Eve, he rolls up to a bar with some of his boys. Turns out Hao Chi is looking for payback. He goes in guns blazing, not caring who he ticked off, and wipes the floor with a dude so bad that the guy is stuck in the hospital for weeks. Then he just strolls out like nothing happened, cause he ain't never backed down from nobody. He looks kinda goofy, like someone's innocent nephew, but he's actually a legendary gangster who runs a popular noodle shop. But one day, some rich punk tries to start trouble. He brazenly tries to pull a lightly dressed female employee, who's coughing like crazy from the cold, outside for some fun time. Hao Chi steps out and yells, "Yo, punk, go chew on your chicken for the new year, man. Don't you know who your daddy is, huh?" The punk smarts off. "Well, do you know who my dad is for asking that?" Hao Chi pulls out a badge and says, "Your great-grandpa is a cop, right?" But Hao Chi isn't fazed and tells him to get the heck off his turf. "Let's duke it out then." The drunk cop immediately rushes him, but he stands no chance. He gets wrecked in 3 moves and ends up whimpering in the alley garbage. Just then, the neighborhood police show up. Hao Chi explains, "This guy was sloshed out of his mind and was about to jump someone, so I just stepped in to teach the old man a lesson." The drunk cop jumps up, fast as a snake, and yells that Hao Chi assaulted a cop on duty. Right at that moment, the captain walks up and gives Hao Chi a serious death stare, because they've already got beef going way back. He uses this opportunity to arrest everyone and take him to the station for a cool down. The end result is he's charged with assaulting an officer and gets slapped with a 2-year sentence in the big house. Faced with this, all Hao Chi can do is hand his girlfriend Zhao Ling some dough and ask the sweet girl to look after his grandma. Turns out he's an orphan because his folks died in an accident, so his grandma raised Hao Chi single-handedly since he was a snot-nosed kid. After a passionate farewell kiss with his girl, Hao Chi walks straight in to get his government-sponsored prize. He shaves his head himself, but Hao Chi isn't sent to a maximum security prison. He goes to a juvenile detention center because he's still under 18. However, Hao Chi and his young buddies on this trip have no idea that they're about to face the worst days of their lives. This place is called a living hell for young criminals. No matter how tough they were on the outside, they're nothing but dogs here. Even the biggest bullies gotta stay sharp or they won't last long. On his first day, Hao Chi tries to correct a sleepy guard's mistake. Right away, 3 other inmates jump him and drag him into a room. They torture him and beat him up without mercy. Luckily, another guard named Da Bao shouts at everyone to stop the fight. After that, he tells him, "You gotta be humble in here. One mess up and you're done for. No matter who you think you are, you gotta follow the rules. If you want to get out quickly, you gotta show us you've truly changed." After the guy leaves, Hao Chi is put into a cell with 3 other prisoners. One of them, Hai Chao, has been in and out of here for years. He sees his lost-looking buddies and tells them, "There's no justice in this place. If those guards target you, you're a dead man walking." This makes his 2 friends totally panic. The next morning, when the nastiest guard in the place, Old Ghost, comes for inspection, every inmate bows down respectfully and shouts, "Good morning, boss." But Hao Chi just stands there silent. Pissed off by his attitude, the guard yells, "Don't you have respect for the uniform, huh? You want a slap sandwich instead of breakfast?" Then Old Ghost orders the guys in his cell to beat up Hao Chi. So what do you think about that? Hao Chi is forced to shout, "Thank you, boss," to end the beating. But that's just the start of his time in hell here. After all the new inmates are made to go outside to learn how to march, Old Dog, the second nastiest guard, who no one dares to call by his name, says, "If you don't greet me, you're gonna get a gift every day. Understand?" Right after he finishes talking, he sees the pure hatred in Hao Chi's eyes and thinks he's possessed by evil. He says, "Good thing I'm a mystic, or you'd be in serious trouble." Then he hits Hao Chi with a few nasty elbows and slaps his face around. He says, I should be charging you to fix your demons, but since you're new, this one's on the house. If you keep that smirk, you jerk, I'm gonna put you 6 feet under right now." Despite the insult, Hao Chi still has to shout the 3 words, "Thank you, boss," clearly. After learning to walk like a bunch of brain-dead zombies, everyone is rushed to the cafeteria for their first prison meal. Even though it's crap food, they gotta follow the guards' rules. If even one person is sitting in the wrong spot, everyone has to stand up. Since you gotta mind your manners, they have to invite the guard to eat before they can even touch their meal. Then they have to finish all the vegetables first before they can touch anything else. If they don't, they'll face the cruel guard. They only get 3 minutes for a shower. If they're 1 second late, their head is going to be covered in bruises instantly. To stop inmates from smuggling weapons back to their cells, the guards have to do a full-body cavity search before letting them go back to their bunks. Before going to sleep that night, Hao Chi whispers that his friend in the top bunk, Ah Jing, should just beat up those guards. "If we just stick together, those punks won't dare to do a thing." Ah Jing shoots back, "It's better to quit than to be a stubborn mule. Do you even know how many guys have died in here? Those people aren't human. Don't be stupid enough to fight back here. Maybe guard Da Bao is the only decent one, but you better watch out for Old Ghost and Old Dog." Hao Chi is too bummed out to talk anymore and shuts up. The next day is roll call. Everyone has to know their sentence by heart and report it. Ah Jing reports, "I'm Ah Jing, jailed for peeping in a public bathroom." When it's Hai Chow's turn, he says, "I'm Hai Chow, ID number 9981. I busted a cop's jaw and got hauled in. Sentenced to 3 years in prison. I'm Lang Fu Kwok, ID number 4953, jailed for stealing my neighbor's chicken eggs." When it's Hao Chi's turn, he plays dumb and ignores him. So, Guard Da Bao has a different approach. He makes all his cellmates do push-ups until Hao Chi finally speaks up. Not wanting to see everyone suffer because of him, Hao Chi finally reports his crime, but with a killer stare. "I'm Hao Chi. I assaulted a cop, and I got 2 years. Guard Da Bao lectures him. "If you're guilty, you gotta reform. You're in here and you're still looking for trouble?" Da Bao seems different from the other guards. He doesn't mess with the inmates for no reason. He just wants to help them straighten out. But Old Ghost, that snitch, sees Da Bao being soft on the inmates and reminds him, "Your boss won't like how you're handling things." Sure enough, moments later, the chief commander calls the guy up and reminds him, "Our job is to come down hard on these people. Treat them like dogs, or they'll walk all over you. If you're too kind, they won't fear you." Hao Chi immediately fires back. "I think I should try to educate them to be better people, instead of just beating them up all the time." The chief commander shouts, "Before they came here, their schools, families, and society had already tried to teach them a lesson. If you keep this up, you're going to be sent back home to raise ducks. Get it?" Da Bao is left with nothing to say. They say when you gotta go, you gotta go. Right during exercise, Hao Chi asks to go to the bathroom to pee, but Old Ghost sees him as a thorn in his side and picks a fight. "Why are you asking to pee when you don't even know how to say pee, sir?" Politely. "Let me help you then." Then he uses his brutal move, the dragon's grip, to squeeze Hao Chi's privates, causing him agonizing pain. Luckily, Da Bao shows up in time to save him, or Hao Chi would have totally peed his pants right there. And he doesn't stop there. Unable to let go of his anger, Old Ghost calls Hao Chi up to recite the prison rules during study time, and then starts a fight for no reason. "You can't eat right, you can't talk right, and you think you're hot stuff, huh?" Then he pulls his gun on him and forces him to crawl around like a dog. "I'm gonna make you walk on all fours and see who you think you can push around now." And to add insult to injury, Old Ghost makes the other inmates kick Hao Chi's butt repeatedly to humiliate him to the extreme. Furious but helpless, Hao Chi starts feeling lightheaded and is completely freaked out by this life. Even that night, he keeps whispering the 3 words, "Let me out," like he's lost it. Jing can only tell his friend to just try and follow the rules. The next morning, the 2 most miserable guards, Old Ghost and Old Dog, are assigned to check the inmates' bodies. Old Ghost says, "Who's gonna help me with my morning workout?" Jing and Hai Chow immediately volunteer and bend down so he can beat him up to let out his anger. Seeing Hao Chi turn away from his friend, he yells, "You little punk, look down for me." Then Old Ghost makes Hao Chi raise both hands and says, "It's cold today, so I'm gonna give you a shaved ice treat." He punches Hao Chi hard in the chest, making him shiver to the core. And that ain't all. Old Ghost keeps kicking and punching him like a psycho, making Hao Chi mentally snap. He is immediately taken to see a gorgeous female psychiatrist. She says, "Your condition is common. I've helped many people. As long as you show good progress and treat the guards well, you'll get out of here soon." After getting this advice, Hao Chi walks out and sees Old Dog and another guard waiting for him. He says, "We've got a surprise waiting for you, little brother." Then these two jerks force Hao Chi to go get his prize. Turns out, they make him scrub the toilet. After he finishes, the guard says, "You gotta scrub it with your hands. Don't you see all that crap still there, you idiot, you useless punk?" Then he forces Hao Chi to do it. Knowing he can't fight back, he has to do it, feeling totally ashamed and disgusted. And that ain't where it ends. This jerk even makes Hao Chi use the same finger he just used to clean the toilet to brush his teeth. The fun is just getting started, you fool. This pushes Hao Chi to the brink of insanity, cause it's the first time he's ever experienced a living hell. His limit is totally broken. So that night, while his cellmates are sleeping soundly, Hao Chi tries to do something foolish. In that moment, he remembers his grandma and his beautiful girlfriend Xiaoling, along with their sweet kisses, and he feels regret, but it's already too late. Luckily, Da Bao spots him and quickly calls for the inmates to rush over and save him. Hao Chi is pulled back from the edge of death. Don't do anything stupid, because the ones who'll suffer the most are your family. Seeing this, Da Bao is deeply troubled. He questions if the guard's treatment is what's driving these inmates to ruin. Just then, Da Bao gets a call from his beautiful wife, Wan Er. She says, "I'm making shrimp paste noodles. We should eat dinner together tonight, honey." But things are too messy at work, so Da Bao turns her down and promises to come home on the weekend. The next morning, while Hao Chi is learning to shine shoes with his cellmates so they can get a job when they get out, Da Bao calls him over and gives him a letter. Hao Chi is completely shocked as he reads his girlfriend's words, finding out his grandma is critically ill and may not make it. That night, unable to sleep because he's worried about his grandma, Hao Chi desperately wants to break out of this place to see her. He takes a chance and asks his friend Hai Chao if there's any way to escape. Don't even think about it. It'll just add more time to your sentence. The quickest way is to act perfect in front of the guards. Make them happy. Got it? The next day, Hao Chi tries a different angle and tells the lady psychiatrist, "I know you care about the prisoners. I need a favor. My grandma is dying. She worked hard all her life to raise me, but now I can't be there for her. So, I just want to go home, even for a second, and then I'll come right back." The pretty lady is hesitant and says, "That can never happen. Everyone has to follow the rules. You can only do that when you're released. I suggest you follow the rules very carefully." Feeling down and hopeless, Hao Chi realizes his last option is to ask instructor Da Bao, because he's the only one in this place with a shred of decency. The next morning, while Hao Chi is handing out breakfast to his nasty buddies, he boldly asks Da Bao for help. "Can you help me send a message home?" Seeing the inmate is calm, Da Bao immediately calls a cab to find Hao Chi's girlfriend and passes on the message that Hao Chi is doing great in reform and will be back soon. He says he misses everyone a lot. He mentions, "I heard his grandma couldn't hold on any longer." After saying that, Xiaoling pulls out a good luck charm and asks Da Bao to give it to the man she loves. After finishing his duty to the inmate, Da Bao suddenly goes home to surprise his wife. Sure enough, after all that time apart, they immediately jump into some action and show their affection. The next night, the detention center holds a barbecue party for the guards' families. Da Bao isn't having fun at all, because he doesn't agree with these heartless jerks. In the middle of the quiet, Old Ghost starts stirring the pot, saying, "We gotta vote for Da Bao as the most committed guard this year, and a shining example for the other guards to follow." Da Bao snaps, "I'm just doing my job. It's our duty to educate them. After they get out, there's still gonna be those dumb criminals messing things up. The way we treat them should help them see their mistakes, not just beat them up all the time." Old Dog sneers, "I think you'd be better off staying home and having kids with your wife." This makes Da Bao furious, and he almost beats the guy up. Then he storms off, not wanting to eat that darn food anymore. Da Bao's wife also complains that she's totally fed up with his job because she's always alone. "Please try to see things from my side." The next day at the detention center, Da Bao calls Hao Chi out and gives him the good luck charm. He says, "Your grandma doesn't have much time left. You know what you gotta do now." Thinking about his grandma, Hao Chi feels a massive wave of regret. He used to ignore her and went down a criminal path, and now he's stuck here paying for it. In the following days, he has a perfect attitude, because that'll help him get out sooner. He is always the first to raise his hand. Even when he's a punching bag for Old Ghost to practice his arms, Hao Chi doesn't care one bit. Settling into serious reform, Hao Chi not only tries his best to do every task perfectly, but he also works hard to be a role model for the other inmates. He isn't cocky anymore. No matter how humiliated he is, he grits his teeth and takes it without a single complaint. He even scrubs the toilet with his hands without hesitation, so the instructor gives him excellent reviews. Hao Chi shows more and more willpower every day, so the punishments don't faze him at all anymore. During lunch, everyone is eaten when they're suddenly told to stop. The chief guard announces that they're honored to have an inspector from the city police department visiting them today. If anyone has a complaint, speak your mind. If you think anything during your reform is unfair, or if a guard is messing with you, tell me directly. When Hao Chi's name is called, he answers without a second thought that life here is just fine. The instructors have taught us a lot and helped us realize the mistakes we made before. Did anyone beat you up or push you around? No, sir. I'm perfectly happy with my life here. Hao Chi's answer and his attitude really impressed the guards, and he's officially taken off the enemy list. And time flies by in a flash. Hao Chi only has 3 months left until he's released. But just when he thinks he can finally go see his grandma, one day his cellmate, Hai Chao, suddenly says, "I came back to this center on purpose to get revenge for an old friend who a guard murdered 2 years ago. He left a suicide note, and I'm gonna bring the truth out. If you guys don't want to be involved, just stay away from me." The next day, while cleaning the kitchen, Hai Chao starts looking around. Just as he said, he finds a letter written in blood, accusing the guard that his friend left. With the evidence, Hai Chao immediately tries to send it to the police department. He's super smart. He watches the guard's every move. When no one is looking, he secretly pulls the letter out of his sleeve and tucks it into a stack of routine reports. The letter is definitely going to be sent to the police department with that report to expose those guards' awful actions. Hao Chi is there and sees what's happening. He distracts the guard by asking to go to the bathroom because he's got a tummy ache. So Hai Chao's move goes completely unnoticed. That night, Ah Jing tells Hao Chi, "You gotta stand up for yourself. I'm also collecting proof so I can make these jerks pay after I'm released. Those two punks, Old Ghost and Old Dog, have hurt so many people. We can't let them get away with it." However, Ah Jing has no idea that Old Dog outside is listening to their whole conversation and is smirking. The next morning, the chief commander of the detention center calls all the guards up and chews them out. Someone sent this letter to the police department. Inside is proof accusing 2 instructors of abusing an inmate, which led to a suicide. If this ever gets out, all of you will be thrown in jail. Luckily, I've got family at the department, or we'd all be in deep trouble right now. I don't know who did it, but don't let this happen again. After this, Old Ghost and Old Dog immediately suspect Da Bao of snitching and give him a hateful stare. However, Old Dog suddenly remembers what Ah Jing said to Hao Chi the night before, that he was gathering evidence to expose everything. "I know who did it. It's that dog, Ah Jing." Right after that, Old Dog calls Ah Jing into the bathroom and makes him strip down. He says, "You like sticking your nose where it don't belong, so you must get beat up a lot. I've got a gift for you, some ointment to heal your wounds quickly." Then he takes out a bottle of ointment and forces Ah Jing to rub it all over himself. After he goes back to the room to sleep, Ah Jing has a terrible seizure. Hao Chi reports it, but Old Ghost ignores him and tells him to wait until morning. Hai Chao also begs that Ah Jing is foaming at the mouth, but the jerk still doesn't believe them. He thinks the kid is just putting on a show with toothpaste. Luckily, a young guard walks by, and Old Ghost finally agrees to open the door. Then Hao Chi and Hai Chao quickly take their friend down to the infirmary. Old Ghost mutters, "That damn rat. You ain't getting away from me." The next morning, Da Bao thinks Hao Chi secretly sent the letter to the police department. So, he calls Hao Chi over to a quiet spot and pressures him. "Did you report the guard abuse? I honestly don't know anything about it. Come clean so I can help you." Just then, something falls from the sky. Everyone rushes out in shock and discovers it's Ah Jing. No one knows if he jumped or if someone pushed him off the roof. This not only breaks Da Bao's heart, but Hao Chi and Hai Chao are also deeply saddened by their friend's death. Grief-stricken and in tears, Hai Chao swears he'll get revenge on these jerks to fight for justice. The next day in the cafeteria, he intentionally disobeys orders as a protest against this cruel system. While everyone is shouting, "Sorry, boss," Hai Chao yells, "I don't accept this." He stands on the chair, and when Old Dog isn't looking, he jumps on him and chokes him to get revenge for his friend. However, Old Dog quickly manages to get him off, and the other guards rush over to help. They beat him up viciously. Seeing this, Hao Chi jumps down to shield his friend and takes the beating with him. After this, Hai Chao gets an extra 6 months added to his sentence. Hao Chi warns him, "We can't win. You gotta be careful." On the other side, Da Bao gets a text from his wife. "I'll wait for you to come home for my birthday party. If you're too busy with work, the party won't be fun at all." Da Bao has too much on his mind, so he doesn't reply. But an older guard advises him, sometimes a man has to surprise his woman to keep things fresh. After thinking it over, that night, Da Bao decides to drive home fast, but his face is gloomy, because he's thinking about Ah Jing's death. Suddenly arriving home, Da Bao hears loud noise inside and walks in to find a group of people throwing a wild party. Holding a cake, he wishes, "Happy birthday, sweetheart," but she's not interested and walks out without saying a word. Da Bao figures, well, I'll blow out the candles first, then figure it out. He quickly takes the cake outside, only to be stunned by what he sees. His wife is with her nasty friends, high as a kite, flying off into space. When Da Bao gets mad, the punks jump him and beat him up, causing a total mess. Disgusted with these social failures, Da Bao leaves and doesn't care who his wife hooks up with in there. With nowhere else to go, he can only go back to the detention center. Feeling hopeless about the life he worked so hard for, Da Bao loses control and violently attacks an inmate. Luckily, Old Dog stops him, or the kid might have been seriously hurt. This incident leads to him being called up by the chief commander again for another serious scolding. "Don't you care about me, you fool, huh? The letter thing took me forever to fix. If you want to hit someone, do it where no one can see, get it? Get out of my sight." With too many things piling up, Da Bao becomes depressed. He doesn't understand what he did wrong to end up like this. Finally, Hao Chi's release day arrives. Da Bao calls him out and congratulates him. He reminds him, "Don't do anything stupid like before when you get out there. Xiao Ling is a good girl. Treat her well." After saying their goodbyes, the next day, Hao Chi is finally a free man after all that waiting. What he never expected was that his grandma passed away forever and didn't wait for him to come home. Tears in his eyes and full of regret, all Hao Chi can do is promise her he'll be a good person. Turns out Xiao Ling kept this a secret. She apologizes because she didn't want to mess up his reform. Meanwhile, Da Bao returns home to an empty house. It turns out his wife had already given back the wedding ring and left to follow her bad habits. He can only blame himself for not caring about her. After leaving the gang life behind, Hao Chi gets a job as a server at a restaurant to live an honest life. He accidentally sees Da Bao on TV, exposing the guards' bad deeds at the detention center. But the chief commander still lies and says he's being framed. However, Da Bao then sends the evidence he secretly recorded to the authorities. He confirms that the deaths of many inmates were caused by the guards. You might think everyone finally got what they deserved, but that ain't the end of the story. After coming back from a delivery, Hao Chi is surprised to see the Wildcat gang waiting outside the restaurant where he works. The gang leader is the guy Hao Chi beat up so badly before he went to prison that he got a severe head injury. He says, "Hey, Four Eyes, why are you making Hao deliver stuff? If you want revenge, come for me. A blood debt must be paid with blood." Then, Hao Chi grabs a beer bottle and smashes it over his own head, shocking them all. The gang leader says, "I'm not through with you," and they leave, leaving Hao Chi embarrassed in front of his boss. Luckily, the boss is a good man and acts like nothing happened. The next day, Hao Chi's crew finds out he's out of prison and got into a fight with the Wildcat gang again. So they say, "Come back and lead us. We'll wipe out those jerks, or they'll never leave you alone." Hao Chi refuses, saying, "I don't want to go back to prison again." "It'll be fine, boss. We'll make a move in 2 days. I'll think about it." After saying that, Hao Chi walks away. Knowing they'll never let him go, Hao Chi asks his parents and grandma for one last time out with his crew. Right after that, his boys pick him up in the car to celebrate his return to the streets. Just then, Xiao Ling rushes out to stop him. "They're just taking Hao out for a couple of drinks, that's it. He promised me we'd cook dinner tonight. It's the new year." Knowing his girl, Hao Chi gives up. He apologizes to his boys and takes his girl home, officially quitting his life of crime. That night, the two of them celebrate New Year's Eve together and set off tons of fireworks. Finally, it all ends. Hao Chi and Da Bao find their own paths. The movie shows us that life has lots of temptations and struggles that can make us fall into crime easily. The law is serious, so the price we pay is too much. Don't end up regretting things like Hao Chi. Let's all avoid crime to build a better world. Hao Chi has Xiao Ling. How are you guys doing? I'm still flying solo though. I ain't a commercial, so don't skip me. We can be a happy family. If you dug the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to support me. Thanks everyone. Peace out.